Oh my God. Oh my God. I found him, people. I found him. And to lead you to him, much as the Muslims have been led to their prophet, their madman rapist. That's what their prophet was. That's what is for them to make believe that that is their prophet. This is Islam's teaching words to them. They want them to believe that this person is their prophet. And the words spelled prophet are like a prophet, H-U-T, you know, prophet. These compelling words, exciting words, they come to you so wonderfully. But it's all written down more finite now since the times of Christ, the Jesus. More refined and the more controlling the rules. And there were but 10. And there's only a couple of, front ones there that you need. And when you feel that love of God inside, you love your neighbors and your friends, everyone you see, you love everyone you see. Well, when you can do this, there's no rules beyond that. There are no rules beyond that. Don't you get it? Because those the last ones are remnants of, some evil and things that hurt can be done. Eliminations, those things are not even accounted for because they're going to be forgotten. They won't be. They'll be gone. They're not needed. You just love everyone you see. It's so easy. And that's coming from, that's Christ. But people don't want to believe on him now. It seems it's too far reaching for them to pull that into themselves because of the teachings that are found about Christ. And man, I hope I can pull some to see Christ, to keep that lineage, that line, that holding on, because this is a man that, regardless of what you think about this person, where he came from, he did something, and he gave his life for it. And the things going on at that time in the world back then, centuries ago, people own people. It's worse than, let's say, even how it developed to be slaves, where they were, even over here, they were kept and traded, but, they weren't beat and cared for as badly. There were no rules. And, as these others, they develop, they come up to where they understand and they can see the world much better now. They're out of that tribal, that lifted out of that slavery. And they can see beyond now, and it's okay. The race word is gone, because we love one another. We all love one another. Race, let it go, let it be gone. That's a beautiful thing. But what if, since these Muslims, they need someone like this Muhammad? That is so. So, we have one for you, Muslims, brothers. We have a leader here He's from our past, a prophet. Just with the mention of this name here. Wow. Because that's so important. You know? But much unlike Muhammad, this Al Capone, he didn't cater to just anything, because he did everything. So I think that makes him more powerful than your murderous little rape guy, you know, camel sexing, your prophet. I'm afraid Al Capone has got him beat by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fold. So just come over on the American side and be baptized and believe in him. And he believed in Christ and his love that I've spoken of. And take this into your heart and just love one another. You're created in God's image. We are created in God's image. We love one another. If you were able to come close enough to a creator, to something, you know, it's so immense, it's so tiny a mess, you know, who knows what that is, you know? But to think of to destroy it, that's impossible. I've spoken, written this before. It's impossible. It can't be done. And so try as you may, if you want this person destroyed, and whoever destroys that person is shedding blood, but because of your connection with that part, you're guilty of the same. And in Genesis, that's probably chapter, oops, I pushed that button, didn't I? Oh my gosh, and it didn't flip off this time. Isn't that wonderful? Alrighty, just where did that go? You know, I don't know how that happened. Which button was that? I don't know. I don't want to stop the recording, huh? It's quite odd because I don't know. No way I would do that. The other day when I recorded, that's when I got into that part 1, part 2 thing, because it just went right off. And this here, it went off. It like went into the. Oh, maybe I hit that window there, and that's what opened that up. But it'll come back out from that one, like it did here. So I think it's a left hand we're going to have to be watching here, because that's the one that stopped it. Yeah. No, but I was stating about our gods and our Christ and our leaders. This Al Capone, he believed in Christ, he really did. But with him, back in a time when he learned of it, and all he could understand of it was just so much measure, and just like it was completely open, everything. And you know, we can see into that was just misread. It was miswrong, mistaken. But he's trying to make a statement of something and some sort, and this had to be it. And here's why he just got so bizarre. So Muslims, drop and leave your fake prophet Muhammad and come over to Al Capone in America. You know, where we love everyone. Now what's wrong with that? I'm going to flip this button just to see what's going on here. Oh my God, look. I lost it. Oh my God. I had this thought. Oh, I had this thought. Oh, it was the one. It was so tremendous. It was an answer to a question. Oh, have you ever had this happen to you? Seriously? Well, it happens to me quite often. And I'm starting to, remember to write and record in those moments. I mean, sometimes I'm talking to somebody on the phone that just goes into it, or somebody here and go into it. But it seems that somebody here, they don't really like it when I go into it because of what it makes them think, That makes them think. And I guess they're not used to thinking. They're just on a bi-level one, I don't know. But, I can get into a lot of different things as well. I'm not so limited myself. And I see nothing wrong with that. Because I've girded it up, and I'm not beyond gone, but I'm reserving and restoring for things that are more real in the world. And when I go out and I touch and I see and I feel people, well, trying to go back to the recalling, and I was visited once, and it was almost like a wily attack, and it was on an Indian reservation. It was a shapeshifter, and I come to know him pretty well, but then the presence of it, could not even be known to me because I'm there in it. And the appearance of that, it frightens, that energy. It frightens, it scares. And if you love God, or Christ creator, or souls creator, have created souls, there's no reason to be afraid. There's no fear. Just drop and let it go. Because, we love everyone. There's love there. It's inside all of us and everyone. And we just need these words to touch it, to bring it out. I love you. And when I love you, I mean each and every one. And when I hold you on my arms, it's not the same for everyone, for what I feel. Not everyone's feel is the same. Usually tensed, locked up, stored, preserved. It's like protection. Well, I don't want to hurt you. And I won't hurt you. But there are limitations on even that, to a degree. There's a degree. As long as there's no harm befalling, either, then there's no need for any of that. And I just feel people just need to love. I mean, it's what the songs, if you think about the music, when you hear the songs that played, and, about loving someone. I started turning to think that he was loving God. And it says they love him, they miss him. And a lot of people take it like, a person, man or woman, they miss him, experience it, have it turned wrongly, Somebody done somebody wrong song. Hey, while you play. Oh, that's so beautiful, though. And the beauty is, it goes on. It just doesn't stay onto a subject. So much of a learning subject, and then, it goes on. And you get to feel it. And when you feel it, it's just your love growing, And when you touch someone, it can be love growing with everyone. Don't be confused about the sex thing, because sex is not part of that. If you think about it. And then you just do right, because now you know. Can you understand that? That's a difficult thought. Wow. And then you feel it, and you feel it, if you're by yourself alone, like a meditation, and you can comprehend, this is like what it is. And you just enjoy it, you feel it. And there's the waking moments. I guess you would say it'd be a waking moment, or let's say an illiterate moment, when you have to come, you're being drawn out of that, and there's the real world you're walking on, and things need attention, but some things need so much attention that, jeez. I had some help this weekend, thinking about attention, and they pitched in, and this place got stuff thrown away I've been wanting fixed for a long time, And I want to thank you guys very much for what you did. I'm sorry, it just seems so tender. But that I am. And it doesn't hurt me that my physical condition is harboring me, forming a harbinger against me because of fast and furious 45 years ago stupidity. But I would rather be in condition to help. Just pitch in and not stop till it's done. I mean, that really means something. That is something. If you come like half-heartedly, kind of all around kind of thing, well, that means one thing. If you come and you pitch in and you just go till it's done, I mean, you've done something. It means something. It counts for something. And I can't account for much of that now because, I'm having to build myself back again. And that really took a shot out of me this time. Oof. I don't know if it's better to just go ahead and lose an eye and maintain your energy, because they've taken that energy from that eye and they've altered it to make it work. So it's not like you really think it's meant to be, I mean, you know what it's meant to be for, but it's taken something. And I think that every time you get a tooth pulled from your mouth, it's taken something It's very dear. It's very dear to ourselves. And what's your help? All you guys, even the ones that didn't know, they come over and help. I know you would have. You know, to each and every one, you're all equal the same. Since certain parties, I just happen to think are, but I can't really get into that in a really deep, personal way. You know? Because it would be revealing, and there's some things that I've been in and done and lived, and it's where you never meant any harm. You know, it's just exciting fun. You know, yeah, but the loving is exciting. It was loving, very sensuous fun. Sensuous ones, to be one with each other and sensuously. It's just, so I can't put any bad caps on that. But there was a flashback at one certain moment in time when someone was in the car and requesting something to be done, and I held back because, you know, I didn't want to do that until they brought it up themselves, so I could get that with my hands. And that kiss goodnight was like, the way it was presented, it just got me to flashbacks. Boom, 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 you know. And then I thought about that feeling there and the feelings around, and it just took me to one of those flashbacks, and I've been through that way more than once, and I know how it ends, and it's never ended any differently, ever. It's always ended the same. And that's why I'm through this block, you know, like the monkey wrench into the theme, because I stopped it. I didn't let it happen. Because that wasn't supposed to happen. That was not what was meant to happen. It was just love shared, and that feeling, it grows and it glows, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, your body becomes more alive, and it's just a connection. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just enjoy, and, you know, you just go on, you know. You can touch someone else and let this spread around. It's there, you know. So I'm sorry for some of those behaviors, but, you know, just things had to be. And I remember texting something about something, and need to talk, because I was wondering if this was kind of getting off into that place, and I was just kind of making sure that intent was not meant to be felt. I don't want it to be there, but then you get to thinking that some people want to hold on to something because they're thinking something and they don't want to let go, and they want to disrupt thoughts to keep you away from that. They want you to stay on it, you know. I mean, those possibilities are always there, I know that. And there was something else written like a mail that I never read. Never read it. Things come in my junk, and I've even got some names, emails come with my name on it. Since it's from to, I'm going, you know, how they get that email? I didn't send stuff, so I haven't joined or whatever, and then I changed my name, and then there's something else, and then I got emails with that on to myself. I even get mail in the mail, you know. Post office stuff. You remember back in the 70s, we had that, was it a post something? They had post boards and post office. That's what it was. And I wonder who held the presidency of that post office. Well, what was that? Were they guys that were party dudes or post office? I can't imagine. Can you? And I like to get in and do little skits like that because I think it's funny, you know. And you know, I was never allowed to do stuff like that. And you know, I thought it was funny, just a little far out fun, and they didn't understand that. You know, they'd say something like, well, I don't know about you. I mean, you don't want to go off with something, they give you a look like, oh, I don't know about you, boy. And they just didn't understand, you know. There was, you know, things I was taking, and I was growing. And they just didn't want to share the plan, I guess, you know. Some bitches. Well, anyway, I love everybody, you know. I got lots of little skits this fun. I've written some of them down and try to tape a few, you know. But it's, if you got one, just turn and let it go, you know. Jeez. If you feel like it, you know, well. But usually the reception, though, is what really blows, you know. Because you don't know at what time they start tuning in to what you're saying. So what is the timing when they've turned into what you're saying? It's like a feeling, a notion, emotion. And, well, I just love, it just comes in many things. So if you want to spill a skit, just starting to get into it, do it. Just be that, stay with that, and just have fun, you know? You don't demand, you know? Sorry about that, birds. Well, they all jumped outside. There's some doves of about 3 different types. I feed them every day, sparrows and finches and blackbirds. These cowbirds, blackbird cowbirds, you know, you ever notice how they fly? Their tail feathers, how they hold them. Well, normally, see birds and their tail feathers are like, you know, flat. Let me do with his other hand because they've just flattened, you know, when they fly flat. But it seems the cowbird, when he flies, and the other birds with their wings, like tail feathers, you know, their wings, you know, are just the way they fly. It's just, you know, just cruising along. We got this, you know. But the cowbird, when he flies, you notice his tail feathers is more, instead of this way dragging along, they're like this way dragging along, you know. And his wings are just, oh, man, this guy's hitting it like, you know. And I thought about that one day, and I wonder what causes that, you know. And then blackbird, but it's a cowbird, and they hang out around dairies, you know, and cows. And so they pick and eat food around there, and cows, you know, they have like diarrhea all the time. So cows have caught something that's giving them diarrhea all the time. Can you imagine that? And so now these cowbirds are down there, and they're eating around all this stuff. And now, over their generations past, evolution, the cowbirds have got that diarrhea that the cows now have. And have always have, as far as we know. And that's why they fly with their tail feathers not like this, but like this. Because they got their asshole scrunched up because they would just be shitting a stream. Like, come on. No, it's just a little bit funny, you know. Peace out.